Have you ever met someone who looks completely grown up until life asks them to do one inconvenient thing? Suddenly, they're dodging responsibility like it's an Olympic event, blaming everyone else, and somehow turning a simple conversation into emotional dodgeball. I kept wondering why this happens, because the answer isn't as obvious as it seems. And once I stumbled onto it, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The phrase man-child gets thrown around like confetti, but psychology paints a more interesting picture. It usually describes an adult who struggles with emotional responsibility instead of simply being playful. They might avoid difficult conversations, expect other people to manage their feelings, or chase comfort whenever life becomes uncomfortable. That does not always mean they are selfish. Sometimes it reflects childhood environments where emotional skills were never modeled, mistakes were punished harshly, or independence felt unsafe. The brain learns survival patterns before it learns maturity. I find that fascinating because habits that once protected someone can quietly sabotage relationships years later. Think about the friend who promises everything, delivers nothing, then somehow acts shocked when trust disappears. It sounds ridiculous, yet it happens constantly. Here's the part I cannot stop thinking about. What if the biggest problem is not laziness at all? What if it is fear wearing a goofy disguise? When people never learn healthy emotional regulation, responsibility can feel strangely threatening. Growing up is less about birthdays and more about learning to tolerate discomfort without running away from it. I think we also underestimate the power of social rewards. If someone keeps getting rescued from consequences, change becomes optional. Friends, partners, parents, even coworkers can accidentally reinforce the cycle. Nobody enjoys discomfort, but avoiding every challenge shrinks confidence over time. Ironically, real confidence grows after handling uncomfortable moments, not before them. That is why empathy matters alongside accountability. Understanding someone's story should never erase responsibility, but responsibility without understanding rarely inspires lasting growth. I believe both can exist together without excusing harmful behavior whatsoever. That balance feels healthier to me than endless blame or endless excuses, because people can learn, adapt, apologize, practice, and eventually surprise themselves too often. I try to remember that growing up emotionally is harder than growing older. I have caught myself avoiding uncomfortable conversations before, and those moments taught me more than easy wins ever did. I think compassion works best when it walks beside honesty. People deserve understanding, but they also deserve the chance to become better. That possibility makes me hopeful every single time I see someone genuinely choosing growth over comfort. And honestly, I respect that journey more than any perfect image of adulthood ever could. That's worth celebrating together always.